Hello. Hello, hello. Good morning, good evening, wherever it is, where we are. Hope you have an amazing day. Hi, hi. Hi, hi, hi. Hi, Viv. Hi, Kroka. Hi, Metro. Hi, Aramis. There's so many times with Mr. Boss, like Boss 3 on the map. More normal. Yeah, that's a mood. It is indeed a big chunk. It's with a big hammer. Just goes bonk. But that bonk hits like a train. How's everyone? It feels good to be back. Oh, and we got your drink with me. Thank you. Give me a second. Oh, wait, that one. I thought you meant like the tutorial boss. Oh, you're talking about the poison butterfly. That's. My bean is here. Like you first try Alpha? Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah, see, even he was like, oh no, butterfly. Yeah. You go in, you're woefully underprepared. That poison chunks, and you don't have near enough healing by that time. By the time you're actually doing it, it's a rough time. I think I always had some mild success just by yeeting fireballs at it constantly. Think about surprise of the yes. Yeah, that's what'll do that. Well, he may. That depends what your definition of the next boss is. Are you talking about the one above or the one below? Yeah, I have a feeling you were thinking the one below. But we're here, we're kitty, and we're gonna have a good time, relax, and be a bean. So you know, like what we do naturally. Get the timer on. I already know the nickname you're thinking of, Hime. Yep. It's okay. I call it that too. The anime Caleb. What's there really? Why are they always at swamps? Because yes. It really is just a swamp every time. You're really swamped with content. At least this is a poison. You know what? Valid. You just have to play them in the game. Don't go by wandering around. Right. Give me a quick second to change a couple things, and we'll be ready to go. See you in just a moment. Oh well. I'm done about stuff with Warrior 1 until I got a very special one. I just used Alicia's sword. Oh, you know what? Fair. We're gonna have as many passes as possible. The passes are nice. You're good hopping? Yes. Yes, you are. Don't worry, Hime. We'll get a proper PFP out for you yet. Oh, wow.
Proper what?
Proper PFP out for you yet. Speaking of which, you were being questioned about that blade.
Oh, Alicia is a character from the original God Eater. When you pre-ordered the game, her sword, one of the characters' lances, and one of the other weapons were DLC.
Oh yeah, I love that sword early on.
Yeah, Alicia's red sword, that's what I used for the entire game.
I know I was always really partial to Mia's code early on just because the spell variance is really, really nice.
Yeah, I just used the warrior one, but I had the revive thing from, like, I had the DLC spike, like thunder spike for drawing aggro.
Oh yeah, yeah. That do be nice.
Like, I picked up a bunch of other things later, but I'm refraining from saying what blood code I actually settled with.
DM me. Hello, Saint. How you doing? And now I need to play the mini game of where the heck was I? Yeah, that is a good one.
And unfortunately, you can't get that one off of that blood code.
You're right, though.
But just healing 90% of the damage you take is insane.
That's in... No, wait. Fifth area?
That... I can tell you exactly where it is.
Yeah, man. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be sure. No, the butterflies like to fire and fire when you get fully available after the butterfly. You do get some early fireball spells you can play with, though. Basically, I break with everything on. That happened in my life right now. But doing good. I'm here, a kitty. Ready to bring comfort and joy. At least the best I can. That shift was rough on a kitty cat. I'll tell you what. I don't remember. What there is for what right now. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grayscale in the background just a little bit. And hopefully that will shed some light. Okay. Yeah, okay, so that one part was matching a little too much for me to tell. At least they're home for now. Yes and no. I'm home for the night, then I'm gonna go back to work in the morning. You know how it is. I go in earlier for reasons. But it is what it is. Right now, we're gonna be here, we're gonna make stuff. We're trying to make stuff. It's been a hot minute, so please forgive me.
It has been a while.
That's a bot. Yep. I did always like the deep dives. The stuff you got from those.
I didn't do them till like my 5th playthrough.
I think it's how I got some lightning spells. that what I meant to do? You done goofed.
Oh, Cinder, I need to tell you about something from last night.
What's up?
I threw the 15-card mod in a call, and you know about my friend Loper, right? He's like, "Hey mate, are you just playing straight Forbidden Memories?" I'm like, "I'm not that crazy."
I don't know how I
Loper's like,
entered that growing up. I never knew where to. I didn't even know MBD was droppable, so it was just on pure Thunder cheese.
it was like, I'm just like, I'm not that crazy. Loper just went doubt.
I was about to get hold on this here. Aw, I hope it's for a good reason. Love a team. Let me know who went with Tabi. Oh, jeez. Thank you for the drink.
Oh no, Cinder, I just remembered the other thing about that call. So he was streaming me some Star Rails dailies he was doing.
Yeah.
So he has Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Every single time Sunday used his skill, at the end it just sounds like the end of the Sega jingle. Yeah. And he's like, "You've ruined this for me." And I'm just like, "I'm sorry. That's what I keep hearing."
Sega. A little bit of cleanup. Like a fun layer this song. Being struggling to figure out what player they're from.
Which particular thing are you looking for?
I was looking for whatever these smudges are on the white space. Blue hair. You know, I can kind of make myself in that game. I know the last time I played it, I was running around a Speedwagon from Part 1 JoJo. Hat and
You
all.
mean the best character in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure?
Exactly, best girl.
Like, even before that meme was a thing, I called Speedwagon the best character.
God, I made so many, like, reference characters, and then I made a really convincing version of myself in there.
I mean, there is a literal subreddit dedicated to that.
Also, arguably the most important character. You know what? Fair. The Wagon Foundation has its toes dipped into a lot of the series. I think I found it, by the way.
Also, arguably the most important character. Yeah, no, honestly. Honestly, probably the most important character. He creates the Speedwagon Foundation.
That's kind of somewhat sort of maybe important.
Oh, Cinder, I don't know where it is, but I have the entirety of part 1 somewhere in this room.
Like the anime, the manga, what?
The manga.
Ooh, spicy.
I have the entirety of Phantom Blood because we found it at Barnes and Nobles once.
That's fair.
Like,
Comedically,
none of the others were full, and Phantom Blood's only 3 books.
valid.
So I could justify that purchase. It's been like 5 years since that trip.
Oh look, it's Derpy Dino. Oh yeah, the weird fossil combination thing from Sword and Shield. Arctivish. Hey, I remember what it was without even looking at the name. Let's go. Apparently part of the anime. I've heard. I still need to watch it. Well, at least the back half of part 6.
I have had no interest in part 7. I just like, I don't want the world to be reset. That's just...
Being clean up, being clean up. You can say customization. I think I still have it saved in my save customization. Remind me in server if I have the game installed again, and I'll send it to you. Actually, since you bring it up, I think I still have this saved on my phone. So let me go to game media real quick. Then we'll continue cleanup. Let's see if I can find this. It's way down here because it's older. Oh, that's DS2 Ganondorf. Old versions of myself. My outfit from old PSO2. I'll throw 3 pictures in. I found them. All right. Let me scroll way down here. First up is JoJo's best girl. I love how, yeah, right? It's so good.
Games that let you do that are nice.
They are. There you go, Kroka. I posted them in game media on the server. And you can see it too, Hime.
Yeah, I'll take a look at some point.
We can get indoor. Hey, let's go. Oh yeah, I've been what's maybe deals coming up? We got pretty good stuff coming for Rush. Ooh. Alright, hit me up with it.
Hey, Cinder.
Yeah?
Did you know that Embryonic Beast has a retrain in Rush Duels?
I did not know that.
Hold it. Yeah, I just learned that today.
Huh. I'm curious. What is it?
It was Embryonic Ruler, I think, and it excavates the top 5 cards of your deck, and you can pick a Fiend Legend monster to add to your hand. The rest go on the bottom of your deck in any order.
That's a funny way to say I'm picking from the skull.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's really fun. I like them. I know that sometimes you get a bad rap, but I really like them. I'll DM it to you since that'll be easier. Hey, let's go. Alright, let's take a look. Yeah, I've had a bean friend on the way. Cosmetics, 7 Rose Fusion. New skill for Hugo. Is that Shark Drake Levice we're getting on the DM side? Oh, a new structure deck. Which looks to be Utopia, because I just recognize Utopia double there. Alright. Yuya skill. Oh, we're also getting a new structure deck and brush, but I can't quite tell what that is from the picture. I don't know what it is, but it's cute. Some cosmetic stuff. 400 unlock. That's nice. That is nice. Midwest Utopia Rave Victory. Really? That's the one from Lightning Overdrive, isn't it?
that up over there. Not down a bit.
You know what would help me a lot if I actually name some of these fucking layers.
That's fair. Oops.
Those are the ones I'm flopping back and forth through right now.
Yeah.
Plus what was one cover for? Ooh, okay. I know they've been doing that recently. Honestly, makes you smile. Hime, still no word on the missing package. It's gonna be annoying. That was a lot of cards. Not expensive cards, but a lot of cards.
How long has it been?
So the same day you were putting together the package you sent me is the day that I ordered.
Okay.
Which is why some other stuff arrived alongside your package.
Yeah. They'll show up.
I hope so. Probably not tomorrow though.
Uber.
Magmar.
I wish I'm Magmar. Magmar's Japanese name is just Boober. Great.
I love it.
Oh, Cinder, did I tell you that I'm actually rebuilding a TCG Snake Eye deck?
You do not.
Having 2 Poplar actually is kind of very helpful.
You know? Yeah. I can imagine.
The Kitty Cat Dragon Poplar.
Which isn't even a dragon, it's just a pyro.
Yeah. But my goodness, does it act like a little cat?
Kinda does, yeah.
It's so... You know, Goblin Biker Grand Entrance?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. A Poplar and D Bellstar on that card.
Why am I not surprised?
D Bellstar is just so fed up with everything, and Poplar's just like, ooh.
That's what I forgot to say. You know what card I don't have any of?
What?
The Send Him to the Back Rooms card. That's the version.
Yeah, Subversion. I lost. I can't find most of mine, because I know I got some in the tin.
I'm surprised I got plenty of Temple.
Oh my goodness. I spent like an hour looking for second Snake Eye Ash. I already added it to the deck.
Yeah, that's about right. I need to get me a second Ash and Poplar. I think I only have one of each. I do have the Dia Bellstar one though. The Snake Eye Dia Bellstar. Oh, that's why you should get what's it called? That Doom Dragon.
Doom Dragon is nice. I have a quarter century Doom Dragon.
Ayo.
Actually, here's the thing.
Yeah.
You know how I had the friend from Canada visit?
Yeah.
He actually opened it.
Nice.
So, that's my Doom Dragon now, though.
Well, I like how they're just kind of a bot version of the PCB Stage 1 playing.
So, Thunder,
Yeah?
have you ever played Toho 8 with the music set to MIDI?
I have not.
It is the most blessed and cursed thing in the world.
Oh no, how bad?
First off, the volume controls do not work. Yes, the in option menu volume control does not work. It just for some reason it does not work.
Alrighty then.
But it's like some of them sound so cool, but there also feel occasional parts you're like something's missing because they don't have the space for all the instruments all the time.
And then you get to bloom nobly and suddenly get tinnitus.
It's just like, man, But the entire time, you you just have your eardrums just blown out by the fact that you can't turn the music down.
I should buy this Toho on stream at some point. I figured out a way to get a Windows version of 8 working.
Yeah.
Let me see what other ones I have on the PC. 8. The only one I actually own a disc copy of.
Say that again?
8. The only one I actually own a disc copy of.
Mm.
That I
Well, I
traded
mean,
for
you have 9
checks,
on
notes,
Steam.
Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I've told you that story before, yeah?
No, I don't think so.
So, a friend of mine at college was like a really somewhat competitive player, but they had like a really focused pet deck they would play, and I just so happened to have some really important cards for it. It was all extra deck stuff, like Mistworm back in the day.
Ah.
They were a 6-man player, you see. Anyway, alright, what can I trade you for this? Treasury trade partner? There's nothing here I need right now. They remembered seeing me, like, over, like, by a subway in the little, like, college communal area. Just playing Toho on a laptop. It was a really scuffed laptop, by the way.
I mean,
they were like, wait,
see the
hold
one
on,
that
I have an idea.
9 on?
What's up?
To see the one that Sai and I played 9 on.
God. They went, alright, hold on, I have an idea. And then they just whip out this copy of Toho 8. I'm like, bet. you First you have my curiosity, now you have my attention.
That is certainly a trade of all time.
I think it was I'm trying to remember. It was a front pack secret rare Black Rose, a Trishula, and a Mistworm.
Black Rose, Trishula, and Mistworm.
I thankfully had like low rarity options. They were someone who really liked to shiny out the deck. So I did not mind. But yeah, to this day, it's on a shelf behind me. Hi, Tim Tam. The only Toho game I own a physical copy of was just because I traded so many Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I will say the jewel case for that game is very pretty. Because it had like
one.
What's it called? It had a if you took the front of it out, there was like not really an instruction booklet, but instead you could like extend it a little bit, and it was like a longer like character like art of like playable characters.
That's really nice.
It is. Yeah, he's a camel bean. So you got like all 4 like teams there, with like the little a la Zune like hollowed out version of like the main story final boss on the front. I should grab it and take pictures sometime for the server.
Yeah.
Yeah, talking about other games though, it's kind of making me want to play it again sometime.
I mean, fair.
I always enjoyed it. It's one of those. I had like what was it? Yeah, I think it was like Church is a legendary collection, right? Outside of like I'm trying to remember when Church's first reprinting was outside of Hidden Arsenal.
Give me 2 seconds to look it up.
Because I know Trish and Black were still demanding a pretty high price tag back in the day. But I also had like the tin version of Black Rose for my own personal use, so like I don't care. Hi, Bon.
Trish's well, Hidden Arsenal was Trishula's first ever worldwide printing.
Because
it wasn't reprinted for 4 years.
Really? That
because it was banned for those 4 years.
Fair. That was middle of Xyz era that it came back, yeah?
It came back in halfway through 2015.
Trying to remember what era packs those were. Hi hi. Hime.
Shout out.
Shout out the 2 beans that just showed up.
Yeah.
Thank you. Become perceived. Bot, are you okay? Bot?
No, it's not. It's on delay. I did it too quickly.
I never knew it actually had a delay. Oh my lord. So yeah, your design will be forever blessed by the fact that one of your tails is holding a Harpy's feather duster.
So,
thank you.
High Speed Raiders is October 2015.
High Speed Raiders with the Speedroid.
That's Speedroid.
Speedroid.
Red Dragon Archfiend, Red Nova, Cypher,
and like Super Quant.
Trebons.
Is it Magus King of the Computer?
No Super Quant.
I thought that was what's that? What's Super Quant? We need that Magnus Great King.
Ooh, this is.
That's it. High Speed Raiders did just casually reprint Darkhold, like. About once again, says nah, right? Puppy.
The pack in the set before it, from February 2015, is Necros stuff. And Ritual Beast.
That's Secret Forces, yeah?
Yeah, that's Secret Forces.
Secret of Eternity. Okay, so yeah, I think that's late Zexal, isn't it?
Give me 2 seconds, I just need to...
No, wait. It's early Pendulum era, because, what's it called? I remember, that it came out after Secrets of Eternity. Secrets of Eternity is the, pack with Brunei's Pendulum Dragon.
Fleur Tachyon is 2013. What was the newest pack when it came back? Not that,
I think
that's too late.
I think why I actually like super returned to play because I didn't exactly have a lot of people to play with growing up. It was near the end of Synchro era. Like it was right before Storm of Ragnarok, and one set later.
So the pack before it came back was Crossed Souls, and the one after was Clash of Rebellions.
Yeah, that is. Cross Souls is blah 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 blah. It's Mare, yeah. That's the one with Clearwing Synchro Dragon on it, yeah.
Yes.
And then Shining Victories, not super long after, had Crystal Wing as its cover card.
Shining Victories was the next year.
Wing Raiders was, to the surprise of nobody, Raid Raptor.
Oh wait, I have the
The surprise of absolutely no one, Raid Raptor. Birds!
No, I have these right. For some reason, Shining Victories came out. No. Not reading things right.
You're fine.
Where is... I just heard this pack's name recently, and I'm still
Order
having
Chaos?
trouble finding it.
No, wait, Order Chaos is
You know
is late Beclair. You know, as many prog things as I do, you'd think I keep track of this by now, but it's rare to see how many actually get there before we just kind of, like, have people get super busy in the middle of Synchro era.
Okay. No, it was... It was 3 packs before the new challengers came out.
Ah, okay.
Which,
New Challengers was Phantom Knight, yeah?
it was Towers.
But Towers is the main set. No, wait, New Challengers is the main set. Duh. But you
It was
must pay 3
Towers
compliments to
instead.
the Klee for Nerval Summon. Towers, you're really big. Towers, you're really strong. Towers, you're really good at staying on the field.
Compliments to the Klee.
You compliment your archetype before you can summon your boss monster. Or doctor registration.
Yeah, Towers, the new challengers introduced Klee.
I think that was also like the second wave or third wave of blah blah blah. Okay, what's the word? Shadow support.
Yes. The other 2 archetypes introduced were Fifer / Fluffle.
Right.
I realized that it was technically just the same thing, and I was just like, oh, come on. I saw 2 things, and I went, oh, 2 different things, and then I realized it was Frightfur and Fluffle, and I was like...
What's the other one? Blah blah blah. BA or Teller Knight.
There's a bunch of things that got support in this set. Despot Fusion, Goblin, Machina, Melodious, Naturia, Number, Perform Pal Shadow, Super Heavy, Teller Knight, Exes, Yangzing, Herald, Monarch, Mystical Beast of the Forest, Rescue Squad, and Solemn series.
Right. This is a set that has Salt Strike. Right? Sounds right to me.
2 seconds.
Or was this Solemn Scolding?
Well, it's got Strike of the Monarch. Yeah, this is Scolding.
Okay.
Infusion Substitute.
Cross Souls was the one with Strike.
Laser Clip.
we all know what the strongest counter to True Draco was back in the day.
Oh no, El Shaddoll Fusion.
It was just normal summon Denkoseka.
Misjudge. Right first.
No, that was the counter to Paleo Frog.
Block Spider.
Block Spider was such a weird card.
Oh my god, Unmasked Dragon. It's Masked Dragon for worms.
That's about right.
UA midfielder.
UA midfielder.
Go Gorum. CXYZ, Barry and Hope.
I would say it's funny. I was watching I was in call with some friends watching the Dual Master Imposter from DZ. And I watched somebody's Devouring Sarcophagus just get rolled by freaking Dodo bot. Or Dodo Warrior.
Ooh, Zaborg, the Mega Monarch.
Oh god, Mega Zaborg was responsible for so much random cheese. Staring at you, Necros. Sending 3 freaking heralds to the grave.
Dark Rebellion, Xyz Dragon.
Alright, so yeah, that's right. Dark Rebellion was the cover card for New Challengers.
Yes, it was. 99 Utopic Dragon.
Which is the funniest thing, considering no Phantom Knights are in that set.
Utopia Beyond is in the set, though.
Yeah, it's funny. So it's Utopic Dragnar. God. Can you name the one competitive deck that had a real niche in making that card?
Which one?
Utopia Beyond.
No.
It was Virtual World.
Hmm.
Because Virtual World specialized in rank 3, rank 6, and Synchro 6, Synchro 9. They could just overlay for Beyond, run you over Zeus tech during main phase 2, because Virtual World was also printed in the same set that introduced Zeus.
Nice.
This is one you might know. Do you know what other major thing got introduced in that same set? It would be a deck that'd be splashed around for years, namely with a deck whose boss monster is currently banned.
Which set are we talking about?
This is Rising Rampage.
I don't know. I don't know what's in this set.
Well, here's the last thing I can give you. You play it. Let me rephrase that. One of your decks plays it.
That is...
Do.
Oh my god, Appo's in this set.
No wait, I got the name wrong. It's not Rising Rampage. It's Not gonna bother me. Hold on.
Well, I can just look up Zeus.
Yeah, it's the set Zeus came out in though.
Phantom Rage.
Phantom Rage. I didn't want to say Phantom because then my brain would go straight to Legacy of Destruction and U-Bell stuff. But yeah, no, because it also gives us Raiders Night stuff too. Yeah, you see it.
I see the Tri-Brigade.
Yeah, Tri-Brigade.
I saw this thing where there was just a random fractal.
Not the random fractal.
Yeah, it's just a random fractal.
Oh yeah, Tri-Brigade made a CPU in the set. It was really inexpensive, shorter Shureg. The real like clear-cut winner for like value in the set though was bar none Zeus.
Wait, what? What was banned?
Dryden. Tri-Brigade made a competitive splash with Tri-Zoo.
Okay.
And it would for quite a while up until Barrage and Dryden got rebunked. I think the big decks to come out of that era were it was Tri-Zoo, Tri-Bird, because Lyrilusk support came out in the deck builder set right before it. Virtual World, and not long after, Drytron with the Infinite Negates.
Oh my god, Mutant.
Yeah, Mutant makes his debut in Phantom Rage. Hi, Dusty. How you doing? We're doing super awesome.
Oh, he doesn't here.
Yeah.
He does a reprint. Okay.
This was during that era. They were slowly trickling out the Charmer Link 2s. Like
Awakening. Is that Gagigo Bite?
Yeah.
Oh, Alpha was printed in this set.
Correct. Alpha the Master Beast. That card demanded a pretty high price tag originally, but then everyone figured out the only deck that could really play this was either Melfi or Grand Maju.
It's like, I keep seeing people try to use it, but it never ends up like working out for them.
Right? I'm good. Just woke up from a very long nap after work. Hey, I also took a small nap after work.
By the way, Cinder,
yeah.
Do you remember what the cover art card on Phantom Rage is?
Trying to visualize what the packs look like in my head again.
It's very ironic given what we just came from.
Ow. Is it Ark Rebellion?
It's Ark Rebellion.
Yeah, I remembered. I opened a box of that, I remember. Not like a case, but like, just a single box.
Yeah. Prank Kids, meow meow moo.
Yep, this is the set that put Prank Kids on the map too, because that is like
okay, this
the
card
most
is still
custom
banned,
Link one ever printed. The thing just reads like a custom card. It was already responsible for enough annoyance and random nonsense in its own deck. But then the next deck builder set to come out after that. Was it? No, it was prior. Prior that same year, Dark Saviors came out. And with it, Emancipator. The next core set had Prank Kids Rocky at common.
So I want to change tack and let's talk about the ban list and why cards are banned.
Alright, I know that.
Okay. First we have Agito, Retrain. We all know why at this point.
Yeah.
Artifact Scythe.
Needs no introduction, but mostly because DPE and Dagda.
barrier statue of the Stormwinds.
That was primarily Flu's fault. But not in no small part to the Submorgling 3 also being a contributing factor.
Cinder?
Yeah?
It might get a new friend.
Is it going to be the water one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Atlantean is summoning it.
Mary statue of the torrent.
Yeah.
But yeah, Stormwind's getting banned was primarily Flu's fault.
Yeah.
You put up the floodgate, but not really. That was M-Pen, but you had it backed up with a Stormwind and a Mega Ryza ready to go in hand.
Blackwing, Gofu the Vague Shadow.
Banned near the beginning of Link era because it was just a free Link 3. That didn't even eat your normal summon.
That's silly. Block Dragon.
Emancipator.
Cyberstein. Well, we all know Cyberstein.
Block Dragon's been around since Dark Illusion, but the deck that really broke it, because we had literally no good rock decks outside of, at one small point, Chronomaly. And even then, that wasn't even fully rock. The deck that hard broke it was that Emancipator. It did not help that it also got reprinted in the same set that released the Emancipator as well.
Yeah. Well, you can say the same about Abyss Dweller, honestly.
Yeah, Abyss Dweller is literally because of the Atlantean stuff.
No.
But primarily, Sharks.
No, it's
Sharks
not.
is the big one that abuse it.
No.
In more recent years.
Nope. It was reprinted with Ryziel. Ryziel used it.
Right. Sharks are the reason Bahamut banned.
Cyberstein needs no introduction.
Needs no introduction. I remember the piles that came out. That card's been on and off. And honestly, it's just stay on.
It's gonna stay on because we still have a bunch of ways to break things with it.
I remember when the new super heavy cards came out and the deck at the end combo would just vomit this thing out. And then just make an Exterio going, alright, have fun.
Dandelion.
You know, honestly, I think Dandy could come back. But
we have white.
This was a near the end of Synchro era hit. I'm trying to remember what deck in particular did this. I think it was Quasar Piles. At least the really, really consistent ones, like what's it called? Level. Because Level was like the best deck at making Quasar bar none.
Cyberstein will never not be problematic. That is true.
Exactly.
Dandelion. We have white Dandelion and one that's unplayable bad. But honestly, Dandelion needs an errata to its tokens.
What was wrong with the token?
It's just you could use them for a bunch of things. Not other than synchros.
Danny can come back to one, but not more than one. But only on the merit that Foolish is at one. And we don't really have super solid ways of dumping beast-type monsters.
Yeah, we do. We have Fractal.
Well, yeah, but that all it does is get you into Tri-Links. Which
I see
aren't
decks
as
that
powerful
don't
anymore.
run Tri-Links just throwing just one Fractal in to dump something in grave.
What Tri-type is running Fractal nowadays? Outside of, Trapgate Piles.
The thing is, Fractal doesn't lock you, though. The thing is, they're not running Fractal for its It's a linking effect.
I know, I was trying to figure out what decks would just randomly dump
It's the no
tri-type.
CG only deck at the moment. I can't remember what it is though.
Not K9.
No, it's not. It's something else. Jin, releaser of rituals.
Needs no introduction. But it was primarily Herald piles that got this card fucked.
Eclipse Wyvern.
Chaos piles, but mostly Chaos Dragons back in the day. It was really, really popular.
Even
when
Dragon Rulers with Eclipse Wyvern.
Oh yeah. It was really popular with when the Light Pulsar Dark Flare Dragon structure deck came out, because it was the deck that gave us that card. Eventually, it was punched in the face, but mostly because the Dragon Ruler was abusing it, just to get free red MD.
Yep. Snow.
Needs no introduction.
Yeah, honestly, I've used a lot of Snow in Master Duel. So.
Snow. God, where do we begin with this card?
Just free.
60
That's
card
all it
piles
is.
after Grass were what initially got it hit, but more recently it's Tear's fault.
Yeah.
But
I mean-
mostly Stone's fault for not being once per turn.
Yep. Fiber Jar needs no introduction. I love resetting the game. Fishboard Blaster needs no introduction.
Nope, not once per turn. Engine that just gets you infinite guys. There was at one point there was an argument that maybe it could come back, but then like all the new water supports started coming out, and they're like, nah, no way.
Yep. Gimmick Puppet Nightmare, literally Brandon's fault.
Yeah, that's Brandon's fault.
Blow Up Bulb.
It's Brandon's fault before we even got the cards that would have made it their fault. Because Fantastic Makin X would absolutely would be the cause if it was still legal.
Yeah. But it's like Nightmare, literally you just give them a Nightmare, they can't do anything. Assuming they weren't just playing Gimmick Puppet.
Again, makes me wonder how I know the Supreme Magical Being is still legal.
Yeah, I was just seeing that in an online duel recently. A branded player using Ido. Glow Up Bulb. I don't remember the specifics on that one.
Global primarily died for the crimes of Hulk, but it stayed because Tier.
Grinder Golem. Yeah, Grinder Golem.
Grinder Golem is a classic early Link era band. Because you would go grinder some of the tokens, make a Koshik, bounce it back with a Koshik, do it again. It was just a free Link 4 in one card.
Jogan just was unfun.
Yeah.
Needed to go. Hellback.
Tier.
Level Eater. Lynx.
Lynx. Just the existence of Lynx, but mostly
Also-
because it was a non-once per turn.
Yeah, just the existence of Lynx.
So,
I love Eater.
Ironically, I think the deck that really got it hit was Dark Lord Link piles to the beginning of Link era. Because they could just vomit it to the grave by any means, and because their levels were so high all the time, you could just have infinite Link.
So, real quick,
Yeah.
we have the two of the other easiest ones to say. These just don't take these off the list.
Oh, this is gonna be good. Hit me with it.
Magical Scientist,
Yeah, no introduction.
especially with Lynx.
It was already bad enough when we had Xyz and got the ship banned. Synchros was a contributing factor. Xyz was a nail in the coffin.
Catapult Turtle was another factor.
Yep. what's return
And
burn your
Maxi.
opponent.
Enough said about Maxi.
Anyone who's ever played Master Duel ever just immediately like lurched up in fear at the mention of that card. Anyone who's played DCG post Extreme Victory also lurched up at the mention of that card.
Mindmaster, I do not know what this card is.
It was a non-once return cycling card for Psychics. It was a part of a Psychic OTK strategy back in the day when it first came out. It was bunked not long after Dual Genesis.
Phoenixian Cluster Amaryllis.
Jasmine.
Not one turn burn.
Aromatherapy Jasmine was the catalyst.
Ronin Totem. That frogs aren't too strong.
No, that's not why it got banned.
Oh, wow.
It got banned because of Sprite.
Oh, I guess that's fair. Spiral Master Plan.
Literally because of Spiral. Anyone who played post Double Helix needs no introduction to that card. Oh, grab the aerosol spell, kill. You know what? Fair.
The Tyrant Neptune.
Comedically, Lyrilisk, but not the deck itself, but mostly because it could copy Independent Nightingale's effect and just burn the shit out of you for an FTK.
Victory Dragon, because people got butthurt.
It really was.
No, wait. Here's the thing. It's not people got butthurt because they lost to it. It's that the other person, when they were going to lose to it, conceded instead.
Yep. You know, I don't feel like losing the entire match to one attack, so I'm going to hand on deck.
Elder Entity Norden. I don't remember what that guy does.
Zoo was the problem. People used it in Zoo piles that was spam rank 4. They would play a small poly engine that ran Moonlight Black Sheep as the catalyst because Broad Bowl was still legal. So you would Zoo to Broad Bowl search Black Sheep, pitch Black Sheep, poly for Norden bring back a guy. It literally just says make a rank 4.
Bean Smith's Lacrima. Shot for others' sins.
Shot for
It didn't
Beatrice's
need to
sins.
go.
That was
Super
entirely Beatrice's fault.
Dragon Starving Venom. I don't know this one.
It's the same reason as Tyrant Neptune. They have the same effect. They literally just read like the same card.
Oh, okay.
They
Kick
copy the
close.
effect of a fusion monster.
Kick close. Unban kick close. It's already time.
There was no denying how insane that deck was, though.
Yeah. No,
Piccolo's
at the time,
died for its own sins.
Piccolo's died for its own sins, and in Master Duel, merely an instant fusion died instead.
I mean, hey, instant fusion's still dead in the TCG. Why do you think I'm running Ready Fusion in Thunder Dragon?
Is an instant fusion at 1?
No.
It's not banned.
It might be a one, just nobody plays it.
Yeah, it's at 1.
But again, that's why I'm playing Ready Fusion, because my target for Thunder Dragon just doesn't have an effect anyway.
Okay, Apo. Got for board.
One of the 4 horsemen of the generic end board needs no introduction.
Helk.
Needs no introduction. That thing was responsible for copious amounts of war crimes.
Curious, because people played it in not the deck.
People played it not the deck, but primarily it's Tier's fault.
Yeah.
Because Tiers were the one who really broke it. Well, what do you mean I could just send a Tier name on summon?
Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out what the other cards that they... What other 2 cards did they make it with?
At the time, Snow was legal, and just generic extra deck guys like Sprite Elf at the time. So it'd be like what? It'd be Elf, Rhino, and any tier name on board. would make curious.
Elf's fire, though.
Nah, it just needs to be different types.
3 monsters, same attribute, different types.
Oh, same attribute. Rhino, Mud Dragon, yeah, it's your name. At one point, it was Dweller.
Well, Rhino's water, though.
Yeah, same type. Wait. Show me curious again. I'm trying to remember how they made it, but they're really the ones that did it.
No, same attribute, different types. The problem is the rest of tier is dark.
Oh, okay. Dark to Dark Charmer Gloomy, tier name, and Reader. Because the card under Reader would be counted as City Sent to Grave. Because the reasons why.
Yeah.
So not only would you get that, you would also get the tier fusion, because Curious goes, Keck, I'm gonna send Havness.
I'm gonna send Havness, so then send 3 more cards.
It is a crime what happened in basketball, though, with a couple certain cards being a little bit higher rarities than they are in TCG, namely Scream. The fact that Scream's a common in TCG and an Ultra and Master Duel.
I mean, you can say the same about Lacrima.
Valid. Alright, next. But yeah, tier was the primary catalyst for Curious.
Agripane.
What one?
Agripane. Guard Dragon.
Guard Dragon. He's no introduction. Dragon Link was a house back in the day, and we did not have Dark Ruler no more to stop just the Red Dragon Archfiend, Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss just dunking on us.
And LP.
LP for the same reasons, but mostly because it can summon Red MD from the deck.
Electromite.
You know, that's a card that can actually come back. We literally have what is almost the same thing in the form of Beyond the Pendulum.
It's generic Pendulum support that, in a format where Pendulum is pretty bad.
Yeah. Initially, when it came out, it was busted as all hell.
Yeah.
A good deck around the time it came out was Pen Magician. And Pen Magician would make some insane boards, and Electromite was a big cause of it. Because you could go make Electromite, send Astro, Electromite, pop Scale, add Astro back, trigger the Astro in the same line, because the card you control is destroyed, summon it, and then you get to draw the card off Electromite. Nowadays, they ain't good enough. So, you know, the card can get back. But primarily, Pendulum Magician was the catalyst that got that thing banned.
He's old. Tale 2 Noble. Oh, 2 Tales of the Noble Knights.
That card got itself banned.
Yeah.
But primarily, ironically, its own deck got it banned.
Yep.
Or I say that, Infernoble technically got it banned.
Yeah, but that's still technically its own archetype.
It's still Noble Knight. Not like how Twilight Sworn is still Lightborn.
And don't get me started on Teller. Nightmare Goblin. Enough said.
Yeah, the deck that really got it banned, ironically, was of all things Goku.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me.
Because the card that also got banned at the same time probably isn't too far from it on the list.
Mermaid?
No, Mermaid was banned for 3.
Oh. We got like 3 other ones.
It's Gumblar.
Oh, Gumblar's really far down the link list.
Goblin give you an extra normal summon to get the Gunblower and just hand rip your opponent for at the start of their turn was yeah.
Griffin, Malice.
Yeah, Malice.
Mermaid.
Griffin was always in like in the hot seat because of tier initially. But nah, Malice was the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, Mermaid.
Mermaid died for Orcus' sins because Orcus Nightmare is a nightmare card.
Decoder.
Malice.
Yeah. Link Cross.
It died for its own sins. That card was ignorant.
Link Revo.
That guy.
Yeah. I would know that.
Link
all too
Rebos
well.
were just a generically like decently good card anyway, but Snake Eye really sent it to the moon.
Yeah, because it was just level 1s.
It was just a free way to get the Poplar off the board.
Mecha Phantom Beast, Ororodon.
Died for its own crimes, but primarily it was part of the trifecta of assholes with Hauka Fibrax and Link Cross. The big offender that really got it nailed to the wall initially, it was in the hot seat because of Animancipator, because Animancipator would make this go to Martial Metal Marcher off a send of O-Lion. And then it would just keep going and going and going and make like Apo, like... Ow, hi Leaf. It would make like Apo, Savage, and like just a pile of things. All guarded by a block dragon. But the thing that actually got a nail in the coffin was, honestly, just good stuff pile. There was an era where you could just play a small Cypress engine in an Eldritch deck, and you could just do anything.
Interesting. A
And that was,
card
like-
very close to your heart is up next.
Oh no.
Meow Meow Moo.
A kitty. It died for Frankincense. Its own deck got it killed. Hi, Leaf.
The next one needs to stay gone.
Alright, hit me with it.
There is no situation this card is coming off the TCG list. Because we've seen what it can do in Master Duel.
We're still linked too. When's this still legal in Right, Elf?
That is 2 down.
Ah.
It is a Link 2, though.
Generic good ass like. Alright, let me bust out the song. Make birthday.
Yep. It's Vertec.
I respect
Because
that
Red
for
Eyes
trying with
Fusion
birthday,
is
but
an
goddamn, is
ignorant
that card
card.
stupid?
Red Eyes Fusion is an ignorant card when you can ignore its conditions. Seymour, Bird of Sovereignty.
Samor died for its own sins, but mostly because it could shit out the Bear Statue and Apex Avian.
Oh god.
The deck that really got it nailed to the wall was Lyrlusk.
Bright Elf.
Because Tri Lyrlusk would make this on an M board, and they would have their Saw Blue Robin insulated by Samor, not by Apex Avian.
I think Sprite Elf can go to 1.
It probably can. The big offenders are gone. So, fun story about
Like, if Sprite Elf
Bird.
can go to 1, I'll finally be able to make the funny shit.
I would love that. You know it'd be a really good move actually by them for marketing. Kind of like they did with a certain other package of spells.
What?
Bring Elf to 1, so Life Twin Sprite is playable.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want Live Twin Sprite.
Yeah.
Like, they're running new Live Twins. So I
Exactly.
really want it back.
Kind of like how they were gearing up for new Striker stuff, and they brought all the Striker
deal.
stuff back.
Cypole deal at the sneak peek.
What the hell kind of fucking name? Good job, bot. You did it. You bumped the bot. What the hell kind of name? Are you able to see it through bot controls?
Yeah, I can see it.
It starts like an actual name, and then there's like their cat just walked across the keyboard.
Yeah.
Why did it do that? All I did was cut back in. Who's up next?
Summon Sorceress.
Summon Sorceress got an errata and can come back. It initially died for, honestly, its own sins, but in no small part to the fact you could just hand your opponent a Nightmare Corruptor Ibly. And we know that's how a dance goes.
Super Heavy Samurai Scarecrow.
Honestly, with the 4 Horsemen kind of gone, it can come back.
Gumblar.
It died for its own sins, but it mostly died because of the 4 Horsemen of the generic end board.
Yeah.
Gumblar died for its own sins because the card is ignorant. But the deck that got it nailed to the wall was Goki. Or Dark Warrior pile, sorry. But it was mostly Goki.
Union Carrier.
Comedically, died for the sins of a certain other card, because that certain other card was being used outside of its own archetype.
What?
It was a Buster Blader card.
Oh no.
I think it was like Wizard Buster, Destruction Sword. It was one of the little floofs that prevent your opponent from special summoning from the extra deck. If people Union Carrier onto like a Savage. And of all things, yet again, you keep coming back to this deck. This deck killed a lot of cards. And Emancipator.
Dragon Buster, by the way.
Dragon Buster, thank you. Emancipator is the big catalyst because they would do end board, and then they would go Union Carrier with Dragon Buster to like a Savage. Yeah.
They're unions without being unions is the sad thing, the destruction swords. But no, I play Dragon Buster. It's ignorant.
Dragon Buster is insane in its own deck because again, it's meant to be like a pseudo control deck between Buster Dragon and the big Chungus that puts them all in defense and negates their effects.
What is the specific text, by the way, about that card? What does it negate? Well, what does it prevent your opponent from activating?
The effects of Dragon type monsters.
So, Cinder?
It's a Dragon type in defense.
Dragon type in their possession.
I like how we get away with it. And
that includes their hand, their grave, their extra deck.
Their deck.
Their deck.
How would you remind me of it?
Their possession. It was really funny to watch it happen with Bestials.
I mean, yeah, definitely. But yeah, you can carry a die for the sins of another card that is not even the other card's fault. It would just keep getting abused outside his own archetype.
Sad Union Carrier had to go because I really would love to see just...
It was either that or take one of the best cards away from Buster Blader.
XYZ shit.
As long as there's like generic Dragon extra deck stuff that can come out, they can't bring Union back.
Yeah. Okay, we're into synchros. We'll skip the first two.
What do you mean skip the first two?
It's Baron and Borreload.
Oh, okay, yeah, those are your introductions. The Four Horsemen of the generic game board.
They do not need introduction at all. Chaos Ruler, the chaotic magical dragon.
This card's been back and forth in contention for like a couple of years now. There's some people who are like, no, this card's fine. And there's other people going, this card's ignorant, please keep it there.
Yeah.
It was mostly because it just said mill 5, and they could bring itself back to the big ass body. Dragon Link was the big offender for this card, but the other offender was Punk, actually. Because Punk would make this
It's not
card.
coming back.
Oh no. Punk would make this card, and then they would Calamity Lock you during your turn.
Here's the thing. Punk and Dragon Link are both coming back. With the new support. Speaking of Calamity Locking, Diaper Centurion.
Centurion was the catalyst, but it's been in the hot seat for a couple of years now.
Yeah. Tempest. Tempest is certainly something.
Dragon Ruler Tempest?
Tempest Magician.
Oh, FTKs.
Yep, FTKs. Yes, but Cannon Soldier Telephone FTK is perfectly fine.
Telephone for telephone. Telephone for telephone. The deck's a lot weaker since Link Revo got bonked.
It's just the fact that there's so many ways to stop it now.
And without Link Revo, it's a lot harder to do consistently.
Okay, next up, Abyssal and Bahamut Shark, we know those.
Nice introduction. Abyssal has been on the radar for years. Bahamut Shark's been somewhat sussy. It's part and partial because it's here, but mostly because the deck's using it to cheat out another deck's boss monster.
Beatrice.
Is every other deck under the sun abusing it outside of her own archetype?
Yes. Yes.
But the nail in the coffin was Fiendspin.
Arise Heart. For his own sins.
For his own sins. Namely his own deck, but mostly his own sins.
Lava Ball Chain. For its own sins.
For its own sins.
MX Saber Invoker can come off.
What do you mean I have a rank 4 Foolish Burial?
Imagine that in tier.
Yeah.
MX Invoker. I don't understand why it's still there.
Invoker?
Yeah. Like, it came off in Master Duel recently.
It came off. There was a period where people were scared of like the nonsense it could do for a while. Then oh wait, Dwayne The Rock Johnson just kind of shuts his deck down.
Yeah. Shockmaster, it's not one.
Its own
not
sins.
Hard once a turn. One, it's
And
not hard once a turn. Two, its own sins.
3, with the existence of Rise, it will never come back.
Yeah, Galaxy Tomahawk.
Link sins. Just the existence of Link.
Rongominiad.
Its own sins.
Yablosis, the Mind Hacker. Its own sins.
Cash.
And
It died for
please-
Secret Era sins.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and please don't let it exist alongside that.
Everyone remembers like the 1 month we had like full zone lock cash. We never want that again. There was like only one deck able to really like super out it consistently, like the cash deck, because cash was like really strong in its own right, but the deck that was most adept at stopping cash was comedically a deck builder pack deck. It was Makanko.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The team continuously punched their own cash forever.
And also, you can literally bounce their stuff with
Hell, steal their fucking Shangri-Era. Why not?
yeah.
Wanna grab us, let's see.
Galaxy Eyes Dark Matter Dragon.
Dragon Link was the battle.
Utopics actually.
Its own sins.
As a thought, its own sins.
Its own sins.
And especially if it was not banned when K9 came out.
So do you know the deck that really nailed Zexal to the wall?
No, I don't actually.
It was Pen Magician. Pen Magician would go through combo, but they would also have access to a searchable rank up spell that would just let you end on. Not even that. It wasn't like searchable rank up spell. It was just a pile of things. The other catalyst that led to Zexal getting banned was Zoo again, because you could make this like it was his job.
Hurricane of all calamities.
Its own sins.
Lined up carriers, then Maid.
There's been arguments this card can come back. Why it was like one of those decks that can make Cold Fusion, but it's also a deck that just kind of very often spins its wheels to do a lot of nothing. Primarily, the reason it got banned back in the day was Hunter Hand Loop.
Broadpool Trident.
Their own sins. Broadball died for not only its own sins, but also because other tri-type decks would just use this to fish out any cards they please. Really popular. It also what got banned was Lunalite. Go figure.
Oh,
it was also the same Lunalite piles
wait.
that would make
Thunder.
Azeroth.
It was Lunalite.
Mm-hmm.
Fractal was in Lunalite.
That makes sense. So Lunalite piles back in the day, not long after I think it was a year before we had Phantom Rampage or Phantom Rage. There was a person who piloted it as a sort of an Azathoth control deck, and Broad Bowl just be able to fish up the pieces, namely Tiger, was a problem.
Yeah. Okay. On to spells.
Right.
Elma.
Gearfried
Royal
Sins.
Magical Library and our good friend Gearfried.
Gearfried, the Iron Knight.
Card safe return.
Its own sins, but mostly zombies.
Cold Wave for other cards' sins, because it just shut off their other effects.
Cold Wave partially died for its own stuff, because the card just says, well, no spell trap, like a turn, and it lingers. That's the big problem. It was a lingering floodgate.
And it would prevent the nasty effects of certain cards that happen in end phase from going off.
That's very true.
Obfuscation.
Its own sins.
Its own sins. Delinquent Duo, its own sins. Dimension Fusion, its own sins. Grenade.
Yeah. Delinquent
Honestly,
Duo mainly...
Grenade was Prem sins.
Delinquent Duo died for its own sins. Sorry, Dimension Fusion died for its own sins, but it was primarily Chaos format that really nailed it to the wall.
Yeah, that's fair.
With Chaos Emperor Dragon causing a big ruckus. Especially pre-errata.
The Graceful Charity, its own sins.
Yeah, and the reason it'll never come back, Dark World. Other decks could use it, sure, but Dark World is like the biggest offender.
Heavy Storm. Heavy Storm could come to 1 again.
There's an argument, yeah.
We're the only format that doesn't have it at 1.
Somewhere in the background, you just hear Lab crying.
Look, I understand, but with Lightning Storm as it is, it's not.
Yeah.
Kaiser Coliseum. please stop.
Its
bringing
own
this
sins.
off the list.
Its own sins, but primarily two decks really nailed it to the wall. Being True Draco without Masterpiece as a control strategy thing, and Sky Striker. Sky Striker was the biggest offender.
Well, it keeps going on and off. It's really annoying. Last will.
Its
Okay,
own
rules
sins.
sins.
It's also because no one knows how this fucking card actually works.
Because it could be activated whenever.
Problem solving card text didn't exist.
Wait, I need to double check something about this card.
Alright.
What's that ring?
What, last well or?
Did you know this? Oh wait, Last Will wasn't actually in a set till...
Correct. It was a starter deck card.
Yeah.
And then got reprinted some years later in a tournament pack.
Yeah. It was actually only 1 year later.
And people still didn't know how to use it.
Yep.
Because people just kind of guessed at what it did because of how it read. People think a Spectre board is confusing. Check this shit out.
Mash Driver.
Frogs. Frogs were the big catalyst that got this one hit. But also because it's not once per turn. It died for its own sin, but Frogs nailed it to the wall.
Metamorphosis died for its own sins.
Its own sins. It's like the biggest yep to that card that you could possibly say.
Mirage of Nightmare died because its effect actually only triggered in end phase.
It died for its own sins, but quick removal was the big one. MST
Yeah.
being the biggest one.
No, Emergency Provisions is the biggest one.
The people who could afford it, MST Provisions was the one. Yeah, you're correct.
That's the one Jaden used in the show. It was done so many times in GX. Mystic Mind died for its own sins.
It did.
Original Sinful Spoils. They took it from me.
OSS died for Snake Eyes Sins, but it was also because it could just grab any fire level 1. So it removed a lot of the pile versions of Snake Eye, but also because it was another card to just say grab Poplar if we don't have Poplar.
Honestly, I don't feel that it's... I'm still upset about it.
I know.
Because it just hard killed the ability to splash anything with that deck for a long time. Until you
Yeah,
realize
but
that you literally insert Pete Smith in the middle of the entire combo.
Yep. It sucks, but I understand because you can do some really stupid stuff with OSS.
Painful choice, otherwise known as not even a choice.
Yep, died for its own sins, but primarily
Pot
chaos
agree.
format is what killed it.
Pot agree. It's pot agree.
I don't know what's that do
It allows you to draw 2 cards
from my opponent's deck.
Wait. From your own deck. Wait. Real quick, I want to talk about Painful Choice because this is the dumbest wording of a card. Do you like Dark World?
Yep. I'm glad it died before Dark World became a thing.
Remember, this card got problem-solving card text.
Yes, it did.
Select 5 cards from your deck, show them to your opponent. Your opponent selects 1 card. add that card to your hand, discard the remaining card.
It'll always tickle me that how they
For
decided to
some
word that.
reason, you are discarding from your deck.
Really, this is what comes back to be a problem in any sort of form. Meanwhile, just Dark World laughing maniacally to itself in the corner.
They changed Gale Dogra from discarding from the extra deck. Why is this still discarding from the deck? Prem can come back, honestly. There's so little things that can do bounce shenanigans with Prem at this point.
Yeah.
Also,
Unfortunately.
Just errata Prem.
Yeah.
Make it when it leaves the field.
If they errata it, it can come back. If they don't, Zephyros is cackling in a corner somewhere.
Smoke Grenade of the Thief. I actually don't remember what that card does.
So, Smoke Grenade of the Thief was a weird card. It was a hand rip card if it was killed by card effect while equipped. Do you know the deck that got this card banned?
What?
I will give you one hint. It is also
like
responsible
Fearfree-
for another card on this list getting banned in the links in the
I
link
feel like
slides.
Gearfried would get this card banned.
Nope.
But what?
This was a ban about maybe 3-ish months after Phantom Rage. Infernoble.
Oh yeah.
It will let Infernoble hand loop you. Just because Charles equipped anything from the deck.
Got banned in 2020. Soul Charge.
Needs no introduction.
Honestly, just links in general. Or a lot of things.
So much is the reason this card's gone. Comedically, I think the nail in the coffin was Zoo.
Forceful Sentry. It
Died for its own sins. And the
Soul
fact
Charge
that it
was
give you
banned in
full hand knowledge on your opponent.
Soul Charge was banned in 2019. Okay, we're into traps.
Alright.
A Pointer of the Red Lotus.
Died for mechanic reasons.
Branded Expulsion.
Died because every other card in the world that says you can't special summon.
Except the monsters.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys are at 3 for some reason. And are seeing play again.
Yeah, I don't know why it is, as we all just slowly turn towards Sanctifier.
Huh?
Sanctifier Dragon is the reason this thing play.
No, it's not.
Is it? Wait, is it really not? Oh, this is Brandon's fault again.
No, I'm talking about, Vanity's Fiend and Vanity's Ruler.
Oh.
They're seeing play again.
Yeah, that's about right. I was talking about like cards like Gimmick Puppet Nightmare, Raw Disciple, Ido Supreme Magical Being, shit like that.
Yeah, Rod's Disciple and Ido are seeing play from Sanctifier, but just...
But those 3 cards I named were like the biggest reasons Expulsion got banned. It was so stupidly easy to set up.
Oh boy, IO died for its own sins.
Died for its own sins. Tried to come back on parole and died for its own sins.
It came back for like, what was it, 6 years or something?
You know, surprisingly, no, it was a lot less time than that. It came
It
back
was a
for
lot more time than I originally thought.
It came back for a couple years. I think it was right before the Rocket Structure deck release, which reprinted it as a common. I remember playing it in a locals that I took Evil Twin Eldritch to during DryCon format. and I felt so bad because I flipped it, and the Utopia player across from me just kind of put their cards down and walked away. their hand was like Automata Pickup, Automata Para, and rank up spells. It was a one of. I sighted it in. I drew it.
While I wait for that page to load, last turn.
It died for its own sins and the associated 100-page document.
It died for its own sin and draws. Red reboot.
Died for its own sins. But primarily because they wanted to sell lab.
It's under.
Yeah.
5 years. It was 5 years.
Really did come back near the end of Pendlemere, huh?
2017 to 2022 was when IO came back.
We're taking good care to clean you up well.
You know, red reboots just kind of there. Honestly, traps have enough problems as it is right now. Red reboot does not need to come back.
Yeah.
Return from the different dimension, died for its own sins.
Died for its own sins, but primarily the chaos for now.
Well, yeah, but it was just a really big OTK enabler. Even if you weren't packing that, you could just pack Soul Release and just...
Same thing could be said for Dimension Fusion.
Yeah. The only thing is that Return from the Different Dimension can just bring back Blue Eyes as wholesale.
Yep.
Royal Oppression.
Died for its own sins.
Light just going, nope, your special summon's negated.
Really did die for its own sins. Also because the card's ignorant.
Self-destruct button. Died for tournament players' sins.
It really did. So I didn't draw.
Sins. It's literally because of tournament players.
I've definitely seen somebody do it just to draw.
Sixth Sense. Yeah, died for its own sins. Summon limit, die for its own sins.
Die for its own sins because technically it's 1-8.
Wrap Dust 2, die for its own sins.
And mechanical reasons. And knowledge.
Ultimate Offering.
Die for its own sins.
Die for its own sins.
Comedically, do you know what the nail of the coffin for Ultimate Offering is? Because that card lasted a lot longer than Indie Right too.
What?
It was Medolce. I want to say it was in the year after the Dolce.
Oh yeah, it got banned in 2013.
Yeah. People were just using it to infinite cycle Medolce to just commit cold fusion. And they were like, alright, that's enough. But, you know, a non-once per turn just says keep normal summoning. It's like, yeah. We already have that. It's called Flu.
Unlimited, limited, semi-limited, unlimited, semi-limited, limited, forbidden. And Vanity's Emptiness because lol.
Yes, KW. Literally died for its own sins.
Do you want to take a look at the formerly known as the malicious containment list?
Sure.
Lap Serpent.
Honestly, they're on a trial period on that. Hi, Luffy.
X'd Ice Sword.
Again, trial period before they probably eventually put those to 1.
I feel like X'd is the only one that's gonna go to 1.
Yeah.
Dormouse White Rabbit.
Their own sins.
Underground.
I like the deck, but I understand why. Have you seen the price point for March Hair?
No, I haven't. I'm just hoping to pull one.
Yeah, because they're already like pre-selling for like 60 plus.
No, they're not pre-selling.
Oh, is it out?
Yes.
Well, they're like
it was
60.
turned illegal.
They're like 60 plus. You obviously want 3 of them.
No, I'm only gonna run one of them.
Because it's just another name.
Yeah, I'm only gonna run one of them.
I don't
here's
think the
the thing about-
mirror is too bad right now.
Here's the thing about March Hare. It doesn't summon itself when it gets banished. It returns to hand.
It really just bunny hops back to hand, huh?
Wait. I want to go to the traps of the limited list after, but
Absolutely.
Morphing Jar, just bring that to 1 already, please.
Honestly,
is
Morphic's
not-
fine.
Yeah, as I said, just bring it to 3 already.
You know what you reminded me of when you said Morphing Jar?
Cyber just came off.
I remember the early days of private server EDO Pro, before Project Kiss became a thing.
Yeah.
And I was playing around with it during late ruler format, and the owner was talking to me, and I'm like, "Yeah, I can. You're looking for stuff for your channel, yeah? You want to see me? You want to see me empty jar FTK 3 people? Looks at the ban list. No way, right? 3 heavily consistent FTKs later. Okay, no, yeah. In college, I would do this to Dragon Ruler players too, and they would get so mad because they just did not believe that this is a thing. They also didn't believe I could use Book of Moon to dodge Valor, but that's a different story. I just had like this uber consistent way, but you needed to be really good at piloting it because you could brick yourself and just end up exploding into the sun on the next turn.
Yeah.
It was a really fun time.
Sharvara is...
You know, I understand why it's not at 3. The card's insane. You know, we gave Sharvara here like we could Malicious, honestly. 2 seems like a nice medium for it.
Yeah.
And this is coming from someone who loves Unchained. I
All
fucking
the
love Unchained.
monsters in the current semi-limited list were not on it. Were not semi-limited before last list. Everything that all the monsters that were on it, all the monsters that were on it got unbanned. Just got taken off the list completely.
The containment zone. Before
Yeah.
they bring something to 3, basically. Or push it to limit pending.
Yep. Ash Poplar. They might stick there.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too, actually.
Yeah. Lightning Storm. I wish it would go down. I don't think it's a good card, honestly.
Classic blowout card.
It's just like, oh,
you suddenly have stuff. It's like, if you have things and then you draw it, it's just a brick.
It's definitely always been a side part for most strategies. Do you know the deck that actually got it finally nailed to the wall?
What?
Tenpai.
Oh, yeah. Guess that's the other reason why Storm isn't.
Ooh. And now Luck Girl's playing. Alright, my friend, what is our next card?
Okay. Delicious memory. Sleeping memory.
Can we please? I know that's a lot, but can we please?
Just give us back full Pearly. Don't think it'll be that bad.
It is definitely not a candle. But Pearly feels like bad Ryzeal.
Yeah.
And way more heavily dependent on what your hand is.
And Fountain. I didn't know Fountain was semi-limited.
Yeah, surprisingly.
I like how Runic Fountain is the only one without a traditional format.
Right.
Because it's like everything else lists their traditional format, but it's just blank. Okay. So, for the limited trap cards, we have the usual Anti-Spell Fragrance, Goes and Match, Rivalry, Skill Drain. There can be only one.
Right, the
Skill
main floodgate
Match, not
defenders.
limited recently. But we also have Magical Explosion and Naturia Sacred Tree.
I can't explain those.
I didn't even know Sacred Tree was limited.
Ironically, due to Naturia's own sins. Camellia is just that good a card. But also because it was, I think the real bliss that got it nailed was, it was Naturia's Sprite Piles.
Hmm. Holtzark still being at one is kind of funny to me.
It's probably one of those moments I was thinking, okay, we could mouse. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, because, you know, a certain other card. No, a certain other band list has that too.
Yep, and that would be the Master Duel man list.
I think it's gonna go back to one soon.
Oh yeah, I bet you the moment Malice drops.
Striker Dragon's at one. I did not even know that.
It died for Dragon Link since.
It's funny because it's unlimited in every other format.
Yeah, Striker Dragon's been on there since
It's weird.
the fall of
because
Drytron format.
Here's the thing about Striker Dragon.
Yeah,
It's always run at one, from what I can tell.
there were some decks that played it at 2 because you could cycle actual rocket cards with it,
Yeah, but like
namely
almost
Tracer.
every deck I see runs one. And
But
it's
with the
because
fall
they-
of the 4 Horsemen's and generic extra deck, it could probably come back.
it's like, oh, why are these decks running it? Because it's a cheap, easy way to get SP.
A moment, group message me. A wild fruit. I blinked and there was a conga line of beads in a friend server. I love it. I fruit.
On
I'll
it.
if I get a chance to BRB, I'll amend it.
Cinder, should I do the thing?
You should. Perceive! Perception check, nat 20, let's go. Help me out. I appreciate it. I have this like set up on the current schedule in the server if you want to take a look at it too, Fruit. I was sort of short on time, so I didn't know what to do.
Hey, Cinder.
Yeah. What's up?
We have 5. Well, we have 4.5 normal monsters on the limited list.
My turn. I made it a schedule section now. That way I don't have to like all call ping everybody every time I put up a schedule. I'm sure I can get annoying, so I made a role for like people who want to be informed on our weekly schedules. Vanilla monsters? Well, we know what 4 of them are.
I said 4.5 though.
There's a Gemini monster on the list?
Nope.
What the hell's 1.5?
Exodia doesn't have an effect, yet it's an effect monster.
Valid.
Dimension Shifter should go to 0.
Yeah! I don't think anybody's gonna argue that one.
Have you read it?
It is funny. That card's been all over the place. So the 3, then it moves to band, then it moves to 3, then it moves to 1. I really can't make up the monster.
Ah, damn, we missed the most recent interval for its unbanning.
What's that?
It had to have this 2-year cycles for a bit.
They can't decide what to do with Mist because Mist is such a crazy good card. Like
It can come off. Dinosaurs aren't in a good state, so it can come off.
Yeah.
It has not been touched in OCG. It's been legal in OCG the entire time.
We had a format, I think it was around the same time I tried format, where we just got like Animador and Archosaur, and dinos were just going crazy with it. Granted, we also don't have a certain roach, but you know, that's a separate point.
Remember, Miscellaneousaurus is not completely legal in Master Duel.
It is. It's always wild to think about that.
Dark Grepper.
Died for its own sins, but mostly Dark Warrior Pile. Dark Warrior Pile was what put it in the ground for the limited list. The real big catalyst, you're gonna get a kick out of. Orcus.
Frame Gear Gamma.
TOS format was responsible for Graphic Game Limited.
Frame Gear Gamma. I never liked Frame Gear Gamma. I think it is just way too inconsistent on its own.
Valid.
Omega deserves to be limited.
Yeah.
Actually, Omega deserves to be banned.
Omega's one of those cards.
I've seen Omega used for Hand Rip 4.
Yep.
It deserves to be banned. Hyper Librarian.
needs no introduction. One,
Needs
it's
no
fine. More than
introduction.
one, the fact that it can stack is, yeah.
It's just the fact that it can stack means it's only ever gonna be at 1.
I remember the days it wasn't one.
Kitchen Searcher is at 1. Kaiman.
Yeah. That died for its own sins.
Yeah. That 2-0 CG. Monster Reborn. Reborn is in this weird state.
It really is. It's one of those cards where at 1, they'll see like some fringe rogue to actually play it, and not every next round play it. If you put it at more than 1, every next round play it.
Yeah.
Some decks will probably play like a small raw package just to search it. You know I'm right.
Yeah.
Because Millennium Revelation just doesn't get reborn.
Set rotation.
Set rotation is limited for its own sins.
Yep.
But mostly because you can hand your opponent something like Gateway of Chaos or Oracle of Zephyr, and they're just stuck without a field spell for the rest of the game.
You know what else you can give them?
What's that?
Necro Valley.
Yeah, but that's the card.
Or give a non-spellcaster deck Secret Village.
Yeah, but it sets the card. They could always pop it face down, or like flip
No,
it
they
and then
can't.
get rid of it with another card.
Both cards have to be face up for either of them to be removed.
Striker could remove a few of these cards. The problem some decks faced was if they search their field spell, they can get rid of Necro Valley, they can get rid of Secret Village. What they can't get rid of is an Oracle of Zephyr or a Gateway to Chaos, because those have mandatory search functions on activation.
Oh, yes.
And if you have no target, you physically can't.
Well, either of those cards remain set on field, neither player can activate or set other field spells.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought it was just protecting them completely. I forgot that it wasn't.
Nope, as long as you can activate it, you can just play another field spell over it. But the problem that people faced was people would just brick up an opponent's board with Oracle, Zephyr, Gateway to Chaos with it, preventing them from having a field spell forever.
Yep. Master Diamond.
He's one of the big catalysts to it. You know the easiest way to make Gem Knight playable? You ban Lapis Lazuli and put Master Diamond back to 3. That's it. That's all you do.
Well, Brilliant Fusion's at 1 now.
True. But yeah, as long as you just like ban the offender, Master Diamond's fine.
I don't see Chaos Space needing to stay at this current moment.
Pichu.
Like, Master Duel's had it at 3 and it has not been a problem. It sees very little use.
There's a Pichu.
Pichu.
Look at that Pichu.
Oh boy.
He's small.
Reasoning. Lol.
Its own sins. But mostly because there's really just kind of no downside to it.
Where'd it drove?
Comedically, that card can come back. No one ever played it at more than 1.
Actually, that's not true. The current striker decks in the other formats where it has
I guess because they're just that desperate to get their way into the new Striker Link.
Yeah, they just run as many as possible.
Hard Gun's fine, but mostly on the merit of it takes up more slots in your extra. Sorry, more slots in your main that you could be using for non-engine. So sure, you can have these 2 horror drones, but then you'll have to remove like 2 ashes or something.
Terraforming.
Needs no introduction.
Brass.
Terraforming's always been like a decently good card. As more field spells got more and more insane, it just became unmanageable.
Yeah.
Grass needs no introduction, 60 profiles. Was banned for a very long time.
Talent. Could be banned.
Its own crimes.
Yeah, honestly, talent should be banned.
I mean, the card really does just say, alright, use 1 of 3 banned cards, have fun.
Well, it's not entirely true. That's not entirely true anymore.
Sure, because Change of Heart's legal.
Yes. Change of Heart's only at 1 in TCG, but it's actually at 3 in other formats, if I recall. Chicken Game. Please stop Chicken Game.
Yeah.
You know what I really wish was on the banned list?
What?
Pole position.
The judge's nightmare.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, pole position's fine now because of the new ruling and how you deal with infinite loops that are self-sustaining, like
Point
pole position.
Pole position and say, bang.
Yeah. If you call a judge over, they just bang the problem card.
It's literally just you call a judge over, they see pole position.
I probably should have worded that differently. But yeah, if you call a judge over, they're allowed to send.
Okay, I just realized what you said.
Is made worse by what trap card is. But yeah,
I originally thought you said can.
Yeah, no, they just send
don't-
the problematic offender now.
I don't see Final Countdown being that bad of a card.
I think the only reason they don't bring it up is turn skip. I know white I limited back in the day. I wasn't playing a big proponent of white. Was limited back in the day. You just play countdown because the games were so few far in between back then. You just have like 20 stall cards.
Yeah, but that just doesn't work anymore.
It does not. He's like, aha, you'll never out my Spirit Reaper. Maybe out my Spirit Reaper. Any other cards that I passed about?
Augusto Emerald.
Its own crimes. It's either a Reborn or a mini pot Avarice. It's in between.
What about Strings?
And not a hard once return. Strings die for its own crimes and gimmick puppet FTK.
Obviously, I'm gonna ask about Bonfire.
Needs no introduction. Look,
Obvious
while I'm glad that Fire decks and Pyro decks got a chance to play in the sun, they flew a little too close to the sun.
Literally only 2 of them did.
They became the sun.
Obviously, I'm gonna... Institutions have 1 here. Yeah.
It's if you just vote largely for its own crimes.
Honestly, Gateway of the Six, I don't see why it's still at 1.
Guess it's because also because there's new samurai cards now.
Yeah, but they still don't do anything.
Yep. And the reason is because gateways at one. Can you imagine more than one gateways both piling double counters? Use as you please for anything.
I think it'd be good. I think 6 Sam needs a chance.
It had a chance. Post Storm of Ragnarok, that deck was
It's
like
two.
hard meta.
Put Gateway to 2.
They could probably trial period it too, but I bet someone would break it with like you know what I think someone would do? I think somebody would turn skip with it. It has infinite board clear if you're running the duo anyway, so. What other cards?
We're gonna go to an old thing here.
Yeah.
We're gonna look at the limitation history of Super Poly.
Gods.
So for 6 years it was unlimited because it was actually kind of shit.
Yeah. No generic good targets, so it was just kind of there.
You literally ran it and ran. It was literally just sideboard.
Mm-hmm. Then Mudgeon got
You
printed.
have to know exactly. UFO Road Fighter.
Yeah, I guess those materials are fairly generic.
That was like the only generic thing.
It really was, because everything else was in Mother took name card.
Then it was limited for 2 months.
And then Singrera came out and nobody played it again for a long while.
But Super Poly got limited for 2 months in 2014, October to December. Then at the start of 2015, it got banned. Till September 2018.
I think primarily the reason it got banned then was Hero Beat was on the radar. And by then we had the hero plus this type of monster equals this.
Yeah.
Sorry, this attribute of monster.
Yep.
We had like the good generic hero versions at that point, at least by that point, which were like
September
Ab-Zero stuff.
September 2018 to April 2019, it was limited. And then it was semi-limited for 3 months. Then it was unlimited. During the time that it was banned in TCG, it was limited in OCG.
Which is kind of funny because I remember OCG never ever banned their max base stuff.
Well, here's the other thing. It has not come off the semi-limited list. It has been semi-limited since 2018. In OCG.
I don't know that. I apologize for not getting like super locked down. We're just kind of doing right now.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I just realized that, Infernal Rider can just set Super Poly from your deck.
Mm-hmm. I know, and
lasts until the end of your opponent's next turn, and okay.
yeah, it's similar vein to how Dianea works. Or for, like you're like the field center I made back in the day. Deal, Nea.
just suddenly become jaded.
Do you remember Super Poly's like more iconic scene in the anime?
I will super poly myself with you.
Exactly. I still need to sit down and watch that little animation they made. For the animation chronicle.
Wait, say that again?
I still need to sit down and watch the animation chronicle thing they made.
That's fair. It's very good.
I heard it's really good. Like they're not, it's just solid work. Don't worry, we're getting stuff done. Ow. That was my neck.
Ow.
I've been just keeping careful on the time because of what time I have to go in today for reasons.
Yeah, that's right.
Right, share. It's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah.
Blessing it, I don't have to keep up with car payments or maintenance or anything like that. Curse is that I'm at the mercy of what drivers are available.
You want to hear something stupid about
And like
Master?
whenever, sure. And like whenever it rains, it's a lot harder to find some drivers. B, prices higher.
Circular's unlimited.
Correct. And nobody plays it.
What?
Correct. Like nobody plays it.
That's gonna change.
Yeah, fair. That's it.
If I had 2 circular, I'd run 2 circular instead of 1 and 2.
Comedically, not even malice entirely. You know what deck's been using it?
What?
Ryzeal. They can just circular into diameter, make a rank 4, like duo drive.
Well, you can't make. Oh, yes, duo drive, yeah.
That sets them up for a detonator.
Are they getting diameter back to the field?
Doesn't circular just summon from deck?
Circular sends to grave.
Okay, no, it's not diameter. Just send Sigma.
Yeah, the problem is Sigma locks you.
There's another one, like a really decent grave, but I can't avoid.
You cannot special summon from your extra deck for the rest of the turn except Cyber's monsters. Oh, that's not what I want. Apparently Circular is a, series of monsters.
That's kind of funny, actually.
Like that's why I run Circular and Malice is because the Sigma
Oh no,
lock-
Cyburst.
Yeah, because I can get my Fiendsmith stuff out of the way beforehand.
Cyber's pile giggling to itself. The pile being the extra deck.
And with all of the Cybers. All the Cybers support this, that.
You wanna know what's wild?
Hmm.
I believe, I don't know where I heard this, I don't know how true it is. I think there's officially more Cyberse monsters than there are rock monsters in the game. Pretty nutty to think about.
There are 32 more Cybers monsters than rock monsters.
The rock's been around since the beginning of the game. Cyber's been around since Master Roll 4.
There are 24 Rush Duel Rock type monsters and 56 Rush Duel Cybers types.
Because I believe Nail uses them.
Anime, there are 164 rocked monsters and 281 Cybers.
The Rush anime or the anime?
Just as anime.
Okay, it might be encompassing everything because this book counts Go Rush as standard anime because might be its own format.
Manga rock type monsters, there are 19, and manga Cybers, there are 33. Duel Link rock monsters, there are 184. Duel Link Cybers, there's only 81. That is the first list that Cybers has less monsters in.
Back in time, Varane's role is not that old.
Here we go. All rock / Cybers. Oh, never mind. These are just.
Here's a bit of trivia for you. What rock type monster were people suspecting for a little while was going to end up on a ban list? From the 5Ds era.
But you know what the worst part is?
What?
My brain went to multiple piece of shit. I don't know what.
Documentary Guardian. Back during when Adamant's Spearheads reign, the fact that you just summon that and insulate yourself from like all hand traps was something that people were not too keen on. Eventually they hit the real offender, which is Black Dragon.
So,
But for a while, people suspected Guardian would be joining it.
the amount for the different pages on Wikipedia, there are 1,518 Rockmonster pages and 1,025 Cybers Monster pages.
I'm willing to potentially guess that is including anime-only ones.
Now, just keep in mind that one. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19 of those pages are mystical sand.
Old video games. Everything.
Plenty of the pages are Haniwa.
Also old video games for a reason.
It's just that it was in DM1 as well. Mystical Sand came out for
Yep.
DM2.
I'm excited for the other com. Thankfully, my friend has no idea the artist working on it, so it's going to be a real surprise.
But yeah, it's just because, you know, cards like Mystical Sand and some of the other golems, some of the early golems, have so many pages. Giant Soldier of Stone probably has just as many.
Stone Deep probably has a few too.
Should have about the same as Mystical Sand. 21. It actually has the most out of all that we've named before.
Yeah, that's because I think Stone Deep is,
Because it's an anime rush duel.
Yes. I forgot the rush duel.
And Duel Link Rush Duel, and Normal Rush Duel, and Capsule Monster Coliseum. And bam.
Kind of want to. I'll be real. There's a part of me that kind of wants to play Capsule Monster Coliseum on the first stream. After we finish Duels
What
of the Roses.
is Capsule Monster Coliseum?
What's up?
What is Capsule Monster Coliseum?
It's what everyone calls Duels of the Roses. Which is Yu-Gi-Oh! Chess.
Huh, PS2. For some
Honestly,
reason
it
that doesn't have a
It was
debut date.
really
on
fun.
it.
I remember enjoying it a lot. I have a disc of it somewhere in one of the little packed up things from when I moved to where I live now. I've been reminded I need to check my playlist to make sure it's not about to like jump to another video by accident. There we go. Alright, I have a fun one for you. Can you name the card that for the longest time so many people wanted banned and it stayed legal for years after its release, despite being an annoyance on release?
I do not.
Firewall Dragon.
Oh.
Pre-errata Firewall Dragon lived way longer than it had any right to. Rivaled only recently by Haka-Firex. There's like an array of cards that all died for Firewall sins before Firewall eventually got the axe. Even on its earliest release in the first Link Pack, Code of the Duelist, people were using Firewall to trickstart OTK by attacking directly endlessly.
I'm going to have to take my leave because I am extremely ED.
I'm sorry.
Fine.
Meow meow.
Hope everything goes well.
Thank you. I don't know how much longer I'll be going because of how early I gotta leave, but
Yeah.
we're going to at least clean up your outfit.
Yeah.
Meow meow. They're good, Bean. I can't wait to fully present this to them when they're done. On my end, because of my stringent leave time, there's a small chance I go to like 3 hours, so they have to potentially bail. It's never not fun just going over like old Yu-Gi-Oh trivia. I played the game for way too long, but it's okay because I enjoyed it. Even during some of our less healthy formats. Staring at you Dry Front format, where they would just do full Herald combo and end on Dragoon because Verte was legal. Just a cat that loves her friends and community. Yeah. I realize that does not work like I think it does. Hi, Jen. Thank you for a drink. Hello. I thought that was suddenly go silent. I'm just kind of locked in. I'm trying to get some stuff done before I go to work. I will say we're getting a lot more cleaned up than I thought we were going today. Process I know I need to do for a little bit on this, and I'm happy I can. Maybe 4 friends. Give me a second to look into something. Making sure I have that right. Honestly, that's a lot more cleaned up than before. Alright. However, let me do something I haven't done this entire session. And save. Oh my lord. Alright. I need to unwind and get some stuff ready and prep myself for going to work early today. But I appreciate everyone being here, and now I do believe we need to find some beans to rain. I think I know just the ones. Give me a second though. All right. I'll F4 them, Control S. Yeah. All right. We do need to raid out. I know just the people to raid to today. I do believe we are going to raid our way into my friend Shadow, but I don't get to raid often. So then, if you do have my KK emotes, here's your raid message. If you don't have my KK emotes, that's okay. I take some cats with you anyway. Barring anything terrible, I will see you all, hopefully, tonight for more Elden Ring shenanigans. Until then, have a super good day, everyone. And for those of you who don't get rained on today, try to stay dry. Trust me, I got that struggle myself right now. I'll see you then. Meow meow. Oh, thank you for your kind words. Bye bye.